What's up?
Bye now.
Do you?
Later.
What's up? Do you?
See you later, friend.
Join party, nigga. Get online. Yo. Get here?
Yeah, what's what?
You not even online, nigga.
Yeah, I know. I'm pulling up to the crib. I just pulled in the yard.
Alright, when you hop online, I'm about to send you a party invite.
Alright, good. Start a party. I'm on it. Go straight up on the game.
I didn't think he was playing great. And then the second half, I don't think he missed a shot the whole second half. And that's a game where they needed, whether or not they needed that, I don't know. But they were losing going into the second half, and then he proceeds to not miss a shot and bring them home. That's gonna be more impressive to me because from what I've seen, Keegan Murray's a shooter, got some open threes and made a bunch of open threes. And I'm not hating because it takes skill to go 11 for 11. That's borderline impossible. But what Jalen Brunson did, to me, was more impressive with the defensive attention he was garnering, and to do it in a come from behind way. So yeah, I'm more impressed.
With that being said, though, Mark, we're also talking about a Keegan Murray who has been up and down, not with shooting, but with actually taking shots. The fact that he'll shoot, the fact that he had that much confidence to continue shooting the basketball. Because I've seen one go in, I've seen two go in, and then I've seen him pass on wide open threes. So for him to be as aggressive as he was, gives me the idea that okay, we got a guy that's getting more confidence. Not only is he getting more confidence, that team is playing with more confidence. When he plays like that, I don't expect him to score every night. But when he's playing like that, they're a much better unit. Much better unit. When he's playing with that kind of confidence.
For sure. I just don't think he played better than Jalen Brunson.
Damo, which performance do you guys deem more impressive?
I mean, my answer should be very simple and clear. Keegan Murray, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Jalen Brunson, 9 for 9, I believe. Hey.
Jersey Mike slices your stuff right in front of you. See? The slice, the meat, cheese. It has a rhythm.
Order for Danny?
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A simple pound.
What's more impressive to you now, Chip? Tell me what you think about it. I mean, Donald probably still wants down on the square. I know how he can get down, but I'm just saying, like, if you Jalen Brunson and you cooking Devin Booker, KD and them dudes, versus him cooking somebody you ain't never heard of this dude. They never heard of him. To show who is converting. You don't know who he is. What's more impressive? I mean, Jalen Brunson was cooking too, bro. And like Mark said, he did blow 2 buckets early in the game. Just to the rack. He didn't call quick time. I didn't even think he was gonna get it going like that.
But even still, I think it's
No, I'm saying, but then
all-time contenders, guys that This is just look. This is that again. I've seen Jalen Brunson go off with some other guys. Who do play high level defense.
But just because this man, but just because he did a lucky night to it, because he'll never do it again.
Oh, bro, this is the guy that watches the show. I got you, Bob.
Since we gonna do that, tell him I said do it again. I told dog there, and then
Wait a minute.
since we really doing that, then talk about your boy who got smoked. Cause my boy must have heard of you. Cause Jordan, it was a pool party all over that bum in Indiana. But y'all didn't want to talk about that first round. You punk, you little. I don't even want to even say what I'm saying on here right now. Yeah, y'all want to talk about that? It was a pool party. Jordan Poole went and dropped 30 on that bum in Indiana. And like I said, they've been falling like a sack of bricks. And ain't nobody want to say nothing about that. Y'all want to come in here talking about this Rudy Poo candy stuff y'all talking about, man. Come on, bro. Keep it 100, man. Y'all boy getting exposed. Don't nobody want to say nothing.
First of all, no, Tyrese Halliburton is not doing this stuff. That's not true. He is not doing this.
When Jordan Poole beat 30, the way he's been playing this year, they drop you off. Yes, you are getting exposed. And that's a 3-game losing streak right now. I think ever since the bubble started, they got a losing record since they lost in the tournament.
Yeah, they lost 3 of their last 4 games.
So they're getting exposed right now. They've been horrible since the in-season tournament. But was it a one that disappeared?
No, I don't know about.
I'm about to get on 4. Hold on, I'm about to do something. I'll tell you I'm in this mission
I
real
think
quick.
they got better players than Ron gave them credit for. Tyrese Halliburton is the engine that makes them go. Tyrese Halliburton is the engine that makes them go. And sure, he's come back down to earth. So those 28 and 16 games, that 25 and 15, those games, they ain't far and few between, but he's now down to like 19 and 11.
Get on 4 or whatever, bro. I'm just I'm online GTA right now. Hold on.
100% says that. So you can
It's just funny to me how Ron. It's funny to me how Ron want to lead with that, but he don't want to lead with that. What we just said right then. Ron, you a funny cat, dog. You a funny cat. Them checks that what you call kicking you and Damo. Old boy from Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton.
Ticket. I'm back in Atlanta now.
And Ron got on new t-shirts. Look at this dude.
Probably like 5-7 minutes.
Damo got first place.
I gotta drive.
All those dudes who was hyping up, whenever they weren't producing, you weren't quick to come on here.
Hell yeah.
I did 100 on two.
That's fine. You can do it.
No, I know.
We didn't do it here. When Wemby was out there not producing anything, it clearly wasn't going to hit that mark. You didn't come on here and lead with those topics. He was still averaging a dub, right? He was still averaging a dub, though, right? When the Spurs were losing 15 games, you didn't come out your mouth to say anything about the Spurs until you were pressed about it. So stop.
Yo.
Hey, listen. I just use your words. I say Greg.
All right. That's a bad game. You don't lead the conversation with how Cam Thomas had a bad game. No. You wait for somebody that
he had 41 last game, though. Yeah, he had 41. He had 41 last game.
I'll give you that.
He had boys in last game. He scored 65 points in the last 2 games, baby. Come on. Did you see that?
Again, but when he's not doing that, you're not going to talk about it.
No, because most of the time he is doing it.
Hey, Ticket.
Sure.
Who was that?
Talk about this. Yeah, now Ron's sick. Him just bouncing back and forth between trading and all that. That's just nasty. This is nasty.
Look, I'm going to tell you why I brought it up. We went through, and I want to talk about all the major performances we had over the last week, all that good stuff. The trade's literally been slaughtering the league. We haven't mentioned nothing. But when he plays bad, trade this, trade that. He's a terrible point guard. He's a bad shot maker. But when he goes for 37 and 17, we don't say nothing about it. Luka does it. We do backflips.
What's Trey's record, Ron? Aren't they still under 500?
Got 10 and 15.
That's horrible, Ron. Like, they ain't even, like, bro, if I'm them, I'm considering trading Trae Young and just starting over. Because I traded John Collins like you wanted. Then you still losing. You losing more games without him. So he definitely wasn't the problem on that squad. Then when you look at Atlanta, I brought in a new coach. You ruined, what's his name, Chilltown? What's the brother's name that got fired from Atlanta? You ruined Nate McMillan's name, got him ran out of there. You understand what I'm saying? You got a new coach, and you still losing with him. So I'm just saying, like, who we gonna praise and Trey Young? With Luka don't double up, came back this year. Everybody on this world pretty much think he's an MVP candidate. Along with Shea and a couple other guys who we're gonna get to, because I told you about Shea last week, but you ain't wanna listen, right? He's starting to run your Rudy Poo mouth. So, but like I said, so when you look at it, you know what I'm saying? It's a mere bag of shells, Mark. You know what it is, baby. That's how we do.
37 and 13 is a mere bag of shells. That's what we doing now. Everybody.
No, we not finna. Hold on. But we not finna phrase it right now because with Luka,
38 and 11 last night.
But you brought up Luka's name. Luka's one of the best teams in the NBA.
And watch how this goes. I promise you, watch how this goes. Watch how this whole Dallas shit goes from looking so pretty and nice and something that we all want to buy stock in, and at the end of the year, it's gonna look so raggy. Nobody's gonna ride on that boat. I promise you, when it starts getting rocky, when it starts getting rocky, we're gonna see which ships can float and which ships start to sink. And I promise you that Dallas ship is not gonna look all that good. Nobody up here is gonna want to go on a cruise on that.
Is Luka on the cruise?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm always, and I mean always, going to pick that cruise. I mean, if it's riding with Luka, it's riding with Luka. That is a next potential goal. What are we talking? That's why people talk about and glaze Luka like that, because there is a genuine reference between Trey Young and Luka Doncic. Yeah, somebody background sound wild.
It sounds wild as hell, right?
But yeah, Trey Young and Luka, there's a clear gap in who they're going to be. I call it maybe I'm crazy. I call it the Paul Pierce, Kobe Bryant level, like back in the mid-2000s. Both great players. There was a level between Kobe Bryant and Paul Pierce.
They weren't close. They were.
Yo, I'm
as good as Paul Pierce was. And on top of that, Damo, the fact that he ended up winning the Finals MVP, I'm not going to say an asterisk because he didn't win the Finals MVP, even though I thought KG had a legit argument. And everybody, that was actual conversation between Kobe and Paul Pierce. I never entertained that. At no point did I entertain that. Because I never thought that they were close to each other. Trey Young and Luka, the fact that Trey Young has taken his team to the Eastern Conference Championship, just like Luka has taken his team to the Western Conference Championship. You're talking about Trey Young going, I think he went 38 and 11 a couple of nights ago, Ron. I mean, you can't leave out the 8 turnovers. That's a pretty big deal. The fact that he turned that over a lot. But to Mars's point, I don't think that we really recognize how the fact that he's small, that's a real detriment to him. It's a real detriment to him. Simply off the strength that he is found defensively as a liability, even though he gives effort when he's in the paint trying to finish, because he's not a great athlete like what Allen Iverson was, or guys like that. That's a huge detriment to him. So when you look at a guy like Luka at 6'7", who can finish around the basket, who can shoot over guys, I do think that there's levels to it.
Yo, once again, I'm not trying to compare either of these two. I'm not saying that Trey is as good as Luka. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when Trey goes 30 and 17, then turns around and goes 38 and 11, then turns back around and goes 30 and 15, or 35 and 10. Matter of fact, 35 and 17, 38 and 11, 35 and 10. I just find it weird how we don't talk about it. Like,
I think he's.
If I would have brought it up, we would have just kept skating.
I think he's averaging like 31 and 11 over the last 5 games, something crazy like that. I mean, that's 30 and 10. That's a pretty big deal for a point guard. I won't argue that. That's a pretty big deal.
Because numbers are great. Everyone's putting up numbers. There's a lot of numbers being put up, a lot of stretches being had that are great for players. It's about perspective. And when you look at those numbers from Trey Young, I'm sorry, I'm going to speak just for me. I'm not going to go with the narrative. I'm not going to go with other things. I'm just going to go with what I think. It don't matter. Like, who cares if he can go out there and average 50 points for 5 straight games, a 50-point triple-double. You know what I'm going to say? That's still Atlanta. Because I don't believe in Atlanta. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. There is a cap to what that's going to do. With Luka Doncic, hey, man, that's a great one. The perception of Luka is way different than the perception of a Trey Young. Trey Young numbers are cool, and that's fine. If you want to talk about his numbers, bring them up. I'm trying to
problem. This is exactly why I have a problem when I hear people talking about me and Mars are going back and forth about this plenty of times with a guy being better at basketball. Because at times a better basketball player gets outplayed. That's all.
That happens every night.
That's why.
Hey, it can happen on any given night. But all right, what else did you guys see this week?
Ron, you start banking on these losers, man. That's what I see. I see you still.
Ticket. If Trey loses.
I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about your boy Tyrese Halliburton. Let's talk about him. Why you don't want to think about that? Why you don't y'all do all this talk about Jordan, who and rightfully so, he's been garbage this year, right? But he was vindicated when we seen Draymond Green knock the other dude out. So he was vindicated why he been playing like trash. When you get your eyeballs and your brains knocked out so hard that you forget how to play basketball, that's a good excuse for not playing good basketball. So now, let's talk about how he remembered how to play basketball against your boy and drop that 30-piece biscuit, no sweet and sour sauce on his helmet. You don't want to talk about that? You don't want to talk about how your dude's been absolute garbage since that fake little tournament championship run. They've been trash. What's up, Ron? All this next world, top 5 MVP stuff, all that's flushed down the toilet. He came back down to reality. And this is why I told you. You do this all the time at the beginning of the season. Y'all praise these dudes and put these dudes on elevation that they shouldn't be on. We should have to be able to earn and gain that type of respect and that type of reputation, bro. And he hadn't done it. He's been doing a good job. He's all right, you know what I'm saying? But let him prove it. Let him show us through a whole season he can go get it done. And then you come here today. Oh, yeah, man. We're going to give y'all reasons why the Clippers going to win a championship. The strippers do what strippers do. They're going to fool you all the time. This ain't nothing new from James Harden. We see this every single season in his career. He's going to do numbers during the regular season. He's going to do this shit. He's going to hit a couple game winners. Oh, we're going to get back to it. But I'm just telling people what you do. Let's stay right here in Indiana. This is what you do. I'm still every time. The grand scope of what Ron does. He prays to ball guys. That's what you do. You come here, Trae Young, you pick every loser in the league and get behind him.
No, I pick good players that you guys don't pay no attention to. That's what I do.
Yeah, they losing.
Hey, nobody wanted to show Hallie love until I started showing Hallie love. I started showing Hallie big love.
Yeah, you got the whole NBA showing Hallie love.
Like I said, the team is whack. And I told y'all this. I told you.
Well, I would say you went down over
you went down on a good run, but the team is not good. How about not?
No, but that's not true. That's not true. He is him.
No,
you went down on this. You went down on that.
You and Jordan Poole, I promise you.
No. This is what you and Dom will do.
You put Jordan Poole in that team.
You and Dom will go to all these teams.
Change the whole narrative of that team. That's the point that I'm trying to make. With
you and Dom will
they are a competent team. Without
you and Dom will go to the worst teams in the league, Ron. You and Dom will go to the worst teams in the league. And see, I know Damo's he really watched the game. Because Damo will come tell you about players you ain't never even thought about hearing about, Chilltown. Damo will come tell you about somebody from Detroit you ain't heard about, somebody from the Hornets you ain't heard about. So yeah, I do respect Damo. He's a hardcore NBA basketball fan. But these dudes ain't did nothing. Damo always be coming and talking about how they should be on TV, get more airtime. For what? The Pistons are the holy hell before. Go ahead. No, I'm saying, the holy hell beat out of Damo. The Orlando Magic, ever since you said that about Orlando that day, them dudes don't fell all the way off. They done lost every game to the Celtics ever since. They've been getting the hell beat out of them ever since you made that statement about them a couple weeks ago. And then, like I said, the Indiana Pacers. These dudes are horrible, bro. And it ain't because of the role players. It start with that dude y'all sit up here and try to put in the top, not you down low, but Ron try to put in the top 5 NBA level, MVP level. Stop doing this to those dudes, bro. It's a reason why they ain't on TV. It's a reason why they not getting those games. Because they ain't built like that. If they was, they would be.
Listen, when it comes to the Magic, I mean, yeah, I guess they were 2 seed, now they're a 4 seed. I mean, I don't know that's falling all the way off. They're still a 4 seed. They're 16-9. The only team in contention that doesn't have double-digit losses. I don't know how we're going to say they fell all the way off, but that was a team I was very high on this offseason. I was telling people y'all should check them out, look at them. This team is deeper than y'all think. This team is better than y'all think. I also told people about, while also telling everyone, Sengun is going to take a leap this year. I said that. I said by the end of the year, we're going to be talking about Sengun as the top 5 center. He's in those talks. So far, with how Sengun's been playing, I mean, if you don't have a top 5, he's 6 and knocking on the door. Like Sengun's been balling. So again, all these guys are talking about, it's funny that you will pull up the 4 teams this year that were going to take leaps. 3 of them did. 1 didn't. I'm 3 for 4. That's still efficient. Just like Keegan Murray's 3 for 4 from the free throw line made his 47 ethical. It all circles back to the truth.
Quick question for you, Damo. Because I was watching that. That Bucks Houston game. Am I wrong if I think Sengun should be a 4? I don't love him. I'm not saying that he shouldn't play the 5. I just don't love him at the 5. And I know what the 5-man is today. I know the 5-man is more perimeter oriented. I know the 5-man is handling the basketball on the perimeter. I do know that. But when I watch him, I think about a dirty work 5-man, like Jalen Duren. Like if he played with Jalen Duren, how much more effective he would be. Somebody like that, you can move into the 4. If he played with somebody like a Miles Turner type guy that did all the dirty work, you could move into the 4. Kind of like how I feel about Bam. I'm not sure if I love him at the 5.
I'll say this, and Mars, correct me if I'm wrong. I'll give you the chips. You're definitely the bigger Rockets guy than me. I'm gonna just say what I think. With Sengun, I'm not mad at putting him at the 4, but if you're gonna do that, then you gotta go all in with this team being his team.